everyone out there on TV land,
Hi.
phone land, wherever you're seeing us from your computer. We are We Unfiltered. Okay. So we kind of go along with our We Stand Strong group. And ladies, do we want to Christina, you want to just introduce yourself real quick?
I'm Christina, and I am super excited to be here today.
Yay. Charlotte?
Hi, I'm Charlotte Larson, and I own True North Brain Center, and I am really excited to be with you guys.
Awesome. Jamie?
Hi, my name is Jamie Stock, and I've done everything under the sun. And I used to be a women's domestic violence vice president, and I'm all about helping women rediscover themselves.
Nice. Olivia, you're next on my screen, so I'm just kind of going.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm super excited to be here today.
Nice. Caroline?
Hi, I'm Colleen Buka, and I'm very excited to be here.
Nice. And I am Lacey, and I'm excited to be here too. All right. So let's kind of get into it. Charlotte?
Well, I have a little bit of a controversial topic going on in my office, and so I just want to your guys' input. Okay, so I deal with brain health. I help people reset their delta brainwaves so that they can get REM sleep, Lacey. So even if your kid's as she's drinking her energy being 8, I am croaking over here because I'm like, oh, there's so many other things. So we'll talk about that in future episodes.
Yes.
But one of the things that I teach is nutrition, right? And so we're talking high protein diet while we're rejuvenating the brain and becoming more healthy in the brainwaves, right? And so every single client comes in and they're like, that's a lot of protein. So if you take your weight and you multiply it by 0.8 to 1, depending on what your intention is with the protein, mine is brain health. So we just do the lower number, 0.8. So if you weigh 115 pounds, you're looking at 90 to 100 grams of protein a day. Yeah, look at Lacey's face. Lacey,
That's so much.
It seems like it's so much, right? But if you're really wanting who has brain fog? Like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like,
are there people that don't?
Is that not normal?
Yeah.
no,
like, wait,
it's not normal. Okay, so the controversy is nobody thinks.
I'm with you, Lacey.
That's worse than mine. That is worse than
mine. I
Hey.
wish I was at your office.
It tastes better than yours.
No, yeah, no. So anything that's that processed is so bad for your system, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite because I do drink Diet Mountain Dew. So I have my moments, right? Okay, so if you guys had to consume 100 grams of protein every single day, you would think that I was crazy, right? I had a client today come in this morning and was like, Char, I owe you an apology. And I said, why? And she goes, I went to my specialist yesterday and she said she'd like to see me eat more protein. And she goes, well, I already eat about 100 grams a day. And she goes, why? Why are you already there? And she told her that she's doing neurofeedback with me. And the doctor said she's absolutely correct. In order to get the brain health, get rid of the brain fog, and be able to open up those neuroplasticities and the neural pathways in your brain to get rid of the ADHDs and all of the forget-me-nots, you have to have a higher protein content in your day. So out of you women, how many grams of protein do you think you eat?
I don't even know.
Hold on. There's 0 grams in my breakfast.
I love it, Christina. Smart Alec. So
okay. Yes.
I want to know.
I really am taking notes. So my weight times, did you say 0.08?
0.8.
Oh, do it.
0.8 or 1.0, depending on. So none of you guys really have to lose weight. So you don't, if you do the higher number, it's more for weight loss than it is anything else, right? But the 0.8 is for the brain health.
Point.
So what you're telling me is if I drink enough protein, then I do not need my ADHD medication.
If you drink enough protein, you're giving your body enough food, medicine, right? Natural medicine to be able to correct the neural pathways and the synchronous in your mind. Part of that is REM sleep. You're not getting enough REM sleep because your delta is working on overdrive, right? So you need to figure out how to meditate. You can do neurofeedback. There's so many different ways, and I'll talk about this every week. But for you with the ADHD brain, I have ADHD. I've been diagnosed with it too, but I haven't taken Adderall 5 years.
See, but
it's completely off of all medications.
But you said the whole thing about like the weight loss. That's why I don't have to.
Right, because you don't need it. Because you're little.
The Adderall helps with that.
Yeah. True. But Adderall also will keep you out of REM.
So give us some ideas of protein. Like what?
Salmon, like a 8-ounce salmon steak has 40 grams of protein in it.
Give us some like tasty ideas for protein.
That's just you, Christina.
I
Some
just
other people like salmon.
And that's okay, but I'm talking about for me, you know?
Okay, so for the people who need a more immediate and quick protein, you can drink the Fairlife protein shakes. They're not my favorite, but they do have an instant 30 grams of protein in them, right? My favorites, what?
What about the Costco ones?
Yeah.
Okay, Costco what? What's the brand?
Costco brand, the Costco brand, are you talking about
the protein ones?
The Fairlife?
No, the coffee flavored Costco Kirkland protein shakes.
Yeah, those have like 25, 30 grams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just whatever you're doing,
do something right.
You just need to make sure that your carbohydrate level is less than your protein intake on that.
Okay. Let's calculate this. Who wants to give me their weight?
You jerk.
Okay, I'll do it.
I can do it. Oh, okay. No, you do it.
So I weigh 225 pounds.
225 times 0.8 or 0.08?
0.8.
0.8. So 180 grams. Okay.
Yep. Do I do it every day? No.
That's a protein shake, maybe 2 protein shakes in a day. One in the morning, one in the night. So that's already knocking off 60. So you got 100
peanut butter, 2 tablespoons has 16 grams of protein in it.
Okay, so 2 tablespoons have 16. So you're at 102, 404. 104 left. Okay. So
right. And then a salmon steak or a steak, 8 ounces has between 40 and 60 grams protein. You can eat chickpeas. I know that Christina's probably in the background just going, yakking. But all of these ideas are because we need to have a healthier lifestyle, right? Did you know that banana has protein in it?
I did. I'm actually pretty healthy. I just am not a huge.
I'm giving you a heckle, okay?
Well, no, I know. I'm just like vegetables and things are okay. I just don't like I'm just not a salmon person.
Yeah, you're not a fish person. Yeah. That's fine. The size of your palm, so like 6 ounces of chicken has between 30 and 40 grams of protein in it too. Like you just have to do your due diligence to know what you're eating and what you like to eat, and that will give you your protein intake. I have one client, he was dropped on his head wrestling with one of his friends, and he got a severe TBI on his central nervous system, which is on the top of your head. And ever since he started the intake, and he has to do it with 2 scoops of protein in his shake. So he gets 60 grams in first thing in the morning, first 30 minutes, because he can't, progress through the day without brain fog. But because he does that on the days that he doesn't do it, he has a worse day. He's more emotional. There's just a lot of stability in building a foundation of health in your system first thing in the morning. There is a little bit of a controversy that if you eat protein first thing in the morning, 30 minutes by the time you wake up, it also helps stimulate some of the healthier things in your systems. But my whole goal is just to get rid of brain fog and help people get REM sleep so that they can help their neurological issues. So what other questions are there?
So my question is, now that I am a whopping 40 going through menopause.
Ah,
Not. So I'm on 14,000 micrograms of fair food iron supplements because I just can't eat that much and I can't process that much and stuff. So how do you calculate that? Like I'm trying to do, because I know that you times it, whatever it is, you take it and you divide it by 1,000, and that's how many milligrams I'm getting, right?
Milligrams. Mhm.
But how do I do milligrams into ounces? So I know like how much I need to equate for that. Isn't it like 100 per, or like 150 is 150 milligrams is like a half an ounce or something?
150 milligram. You know what? That is a really good question. And I am going to
I
ask
could-
that I can do my research
I'm
and
gonna
get
say, I'm like, I
back to you
guess
with
we
that
could all
answer.
Google, couldn't we?
'Cause I
Hello?
don't
love that
know.
answer.
That's a
Who
really
has AI?
good question. I don't know. You're the first person that I've ever encountered with that. And
Okay.
so I would be happy to get back to you next week on our next one and give you the answer.
Yeah, because I know that, I mean, it feels like it's a lot and it does help. I mean, my brain fog is much better. It's lower than it used to be. I take a whole host of supplements because of all that fun stuff that gets depleted as you get older. Yay.
Yeah.
But
Good.
I think that's the thing is that we also don't calculate how much we expend.
Right.
And that
Well,
goes into it too.
right. So that's a good point. So one of the things that I try to explain to my clients, and maybe you can help me figure out a different way of explaining it, is just that our body is 90% taking, expelling all of the proteins and nutrients that we eat, right? So there's very little left for what our brain is. And that's why I always go for the overreach of protein, because our body will obviously just get rid of what it doesn't need. It sloughs it out. If you take a vitamin, it's not going to completely take all of that vitamin. It'll go through the system and you won't get nutrients from all of it, right? Not everybody needs it. But one of the best things to do is like you're doing, is ask questions. But I don't know the answer to that. And I hate saying that on my first podcast with you guys.
No, that's a great answer
Yeah.
because that just tells that you're not going to BS us. You know what I
No.
mean?
No,
And that's
I
awesome.
will
So I
always tell the
I
truth.
love that answer.
Yeah,
Do you
me too.
also, Charlotte, incorporate, so let me give you guys a little quick history. I got a hernia and the bottom of my stomach had gotten stuck up inside my esophagus and I couldn't eat anything. It would take me like 8 hours to sip 5 ounces of chicken broth. I was dying. I wasted away to 115 pounds in 8 months.
Wow.
And
So
we
it's
had
almost like you had a bariatric treatment.
So they actually did, what they did is they fix the hole and then they take your stomach and they wrap it around the esophagus so it can't tear again. So
Mhm.
my stomach is like a quarter the size of everybody else's. I can only eat as much as a little kid, my 7-year-old. But what happened is that, I mean, and it's just kind of gross, but to survive, I had to do vitamin enemas every day because my body wasn't holding on to anything. It was super bad. And I mean, talk about brain fog. I couldn't even form sentences, let alone do anything. And when I started getting healthy again, what was weird is that my body didn't know how to digest again. I had to retrain itself for a year because it was like, well, we haven't eaten. And then it just held on to everything and stored it because it thought it had, I mean, it was starving, literally
In starvation mode.
death.
Mhm.
And my body didn't know how to do it. And so it was weird is that I found fermented foods and juices were actually really helpful. Can you talk for a minute about that? Because I don't think people know
Oh,
about that. And
man.
it's a juice that I found that was made here in Utah called the noni juice.
I love noni.
Yeah, noni's amazing. And for those who don't know, it's a juice that was made by a chemist here in Utah, and it's actually very helpful and healthy. But what happens is that your body takes and heals the gut and gives the brain more of what it needs. Can you tell people about that stuff? Because I know
Well,
that
you're looking at kind of like a probiotic, prebiotic type treatment for your gut, right? And everybody's saying that the gut is the second brain, right? So if you're having brain fog, just imagine what's happening in the bile system, right? So if you're not taking a prebiotic, if you're not taking a probiotic, and you're not eating enough protein, obviously we all have room to improve. One of the things that fermented food does is it helps the walls of your bowel be able to slough off what's stuck. Does that make sense? without getting too graphic.
Yeah.
It cleans the walls, kind of like, what is it, Mr. Clean, you know?
Mr. Roto-Rooter.
Roto-Rooter. Yeah, the Roto-Rooter, right? It's a natural way. But the fermented foods actually, because of, does everybody know what fermented food is?
So just to clarify, when you're saying fermented foods, you also mean like my wine, right? You're gonna have to get back to me on that answer too, maybe.
That's it.
Alcohol is the worst form of fermented food that we can put into our system for brain health.
Doesn't it just like help clean me from the inside out?
I really love your sarcasm. You and I are going to have some fun.
Taking away my alcohol and making me eat fish. I mean, come on, guys. I don't know if we can get along.
I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that I have lollipops in my office for you when you come.
Fish
Just
time.
Just chocolate. I'll do. But no, the fermented foods, it's basically rotted food, right? And it's in its own form and juices, kind of like kimchi. And what foods are you eating that are fermented?
So I actually just take a juice that has that because it's got like 32 different fruits and vegetables that they do in a fermented process
So
because
you're taking noni juice.
it's not a noni juice, but kind of like that. It's made by the same person. Because I actually hate fermented food. Like I think, what is the other one? Not kimchi. What's the one that you put on hot dogs?
Oh, sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Like I can't. I'm not a sour person. I don't like that.
Sorry to all the Germans that are listening. Just kidding. No, you're right on the spot. You just have to find alternatives that work for you. So if salmon doesn't work for you, you might have to eat more chicken, right? But because some people don't like beef, or I have Jewish clients, I have Mormon clients, I have a lot of religious reaches that I have to be sensitive to. So yeah, I need to know more options for them, right? And that's where my research comes in and my education comes in with telling people that nutrition is key, because their lifestyle is more important than the nutrition at that point, right?
Well, and I think a lot goes to be said that as we get older too, I mean, you think that you're so great and your skin is beautiful and stuff. And, I knew everything when I was 25, everybody does. And then you get older and you're like, oh, what happened? I'm like, I don't have kids graduating high school already. I'm not there yet, but I am. And what a different world, remember once upon a time, for those of us who are older, they used to say that white bread was so bad and that white sugars and stuff, and they're still not great, but there's now proof coming out saying, it's
Well,
not
it's better than aspartame.
Yeah, right. And
Right.
like I just found out that chocolate milk has just as much sugar as white milk. I did not know that. So it's like pick your poison. Which one are you gonna pick?
You guys don't even want to know what I drink for chocolate milk.
What?
So those egg cartons with egg whites?
You drink that?
I put sugar-free chocolate syrup in it.
Ooh.
But there's 100 grams of protein in that
You're
drink.
right. I don't think we
Oh.
wanted to know that.
Sorry.
But yeah, flour, we call that a muffin.
But I want to get my nutrients in.
Yeah.
But it really does make a difference. And I can testify, like, I mean, I really honestly, I would sit there and struggle. I'm like, what's that one word, the thing? And people are like, a cat? I'm like, yes. I really honestly couldn't work because my brain was so malnourished, let alone my body, that I
Yeah.
couldn't even like make coherent sentences. So I can actually testify it does make a difference. And even just the water, like when I start looking at my skin and my skin looks dried out, more wrinkly, I'm like, oh, gotta get some water.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll preface everything, okay? I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my story. Do I have time, Lacey, to just tell a little bit of my story?
Yeah.
Okay. So 6 years ago, I was in a 7-car pileup. I was in the middle. And I hit my head so many times. They diagnosed me with 3 traumatic brain injuries, equivalent to being in war and having a bomb hit like what is it called? See, my brain fog.
Like,
So, you know, the IPGs or, you know, those, it's equivalent to that, to a war veteran, right? I couldn't walk on my own. My poor kids had to walk me up and down stairs, put me in the car. My daughter was driving me to my appointments illegally. You know, she didn't have her driver's license yet. And I can say that because she's a mom of her own now and I'm a grandma. So, you know, it's fine. But one of the things that I realized was Western medicine has its place, but also so does Eastern. They diagnosed me with PTSD, with a personality disorder, with bipolar disorder, with major depression system. And I was being medicated on all of these things, whether it was true or not, right? And until I found the neurofeedback and found nutrition and hydration, because I do drink a gallon of water every day, okay? I suck at it sometimes, but I do try. But what happens after that was I became more clear. I was able to sleep. I had energy. I got up in the morning and I felt like Tigger. And I started titrating myself off of all of those medications. I was on 21 pills. You guys, I was on medications because of medications. So it's scary. You know, I was in pain all the time, migraines all the time. Now I'm on 0 meds. I've been off of all of my meds for almost 2 years. And the only thing that I rely on is food. Everything that gives me any
That's incredible.
any kind of relief is food. And that's including for my headaches, because I still get them every once in a while. I mean, I hit my head a lot, you know, so I still get it. And salt's the next topic. You guys are gonna love me for that one, but salt's the next topic.
Are you talking about like Himalayan salt under your tongue for headaches or no?
Mediterranean salt,
Oh, okay.
the sea salt. Yeah. Preface for next time. But yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about hydration and nutrition. And I want people to, when they come in, to understand how imperative it is for them to make lifestyle choices, to be able to put themselves first so that they can help their future self feel good and be able to live longer.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Lise.
Nice. I love it. Thank you. So I wanted to jump in real quick when you said your gut is your second brain. So the vagus nerve, it goes from your brain to your heart to your gut. So you actually have 3 brains because your gut and your heart have more brain cells than your brain does.
Absolutely.
So when your gut health is not correct, then, you know, go see Charlotte. You know, she'll help you.
Yeah.
I want the hearts to like go out. You know what I mean? Like
I said, it happened in one of my other
we'll keep playing with it.